Hallow Fam, I'm Todd and welcome to Baking with Fox Hallow Kitchen. This week, we're going deep. Deep dish pizza, that is. Today I'm going to show you how to make your own Chicago style deep dish pizza right from home. We're going to have toppings such as bacon, pepperoni, cheese. It's going to be fantastic. So if you're ready, then let's have some fun. Alright, for our deep dish pizza dough, we're going to start off with 2 cups of flour in our stand mixer here. To that we're going to add a 1/4 cup of cornmeal, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of sugar, and a packet of yeast. Let's get that open here. And with our dough hook attachment, we're just going to go ahead and mix this together till it's just combined. Okay, that looks really well combined there. I mean, what do you think there, Dave?
Oh, that looks great.
Okay, to that we're going to add a cup of warm water and 3 tablespoons of melted butter, slightly cold. And then we're just going to mix this together for about 4 to 5 minutes. You should be able to see whenever the dough starts to pull away from the bowl. Alright, that looks awesome. Let's go ahead and take it off our dough hook. And we're going to roll it together in a little bit of flour and set it for about an hour to 2 hours, just until the dough is doubled in size. Okay, we got our dough ball out of the bowl here. And I'm just going to go ahead and knead it together to a nice little smooth ball. And then I have a bowl already oiled up, and we're just going to put this in a warm place here for about an hour to about 2 hours, I should say, just until the dough rises up. Which, the nice thing with the yeast that we got the rapid rise yeast. It usually puffs up pretty quick. You excited for this, Dave?
Oh yeah, I can't wait to taste it.
Okay, sounds good. Alright, well, our pizza dough is rising. We're going to go ahead and make homemade pizza sauce. Now, this is very similar to what I used to make whenever I worked at a pizza shop at an Italian restaurant years ago. We're going to start off with a can of tomato sauce. I prefer to use contadina, but whatever you guys can use at home. To that we're going to add tomato paste, same brand. Now, this is a little more than what I normally make whenever I'm making homemade pizza. But if you're anything like me, you like having a little bit of extra for whether if you decide to make like garlic sticks or even just like dipping your pizza in it. I mean, what about you, Dave?
I like to dip my pizza crust in the sauce. That's what I do.
Okay. We added our tomato paste there. To that we're going to add a teaspoon of sugar, half a teaspoon of oregano, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and then because we had it left over, we're going to add 1 to 2 tablespoons of finely grated parmesan. Because we had that from what? The lobster mac and cheese.
We have that left over.
So, and then we're just going to go ahead and mix this all together.
I think that looks great.
That looks awesome, doesn't it? Alrighty, let's move on. Alright, let's go ahead and shred some cheese. We're going to start off with shredding, actually, I was going to do the Parmesan, but we're going to go ahead and shred off our 3 cups of mozzarella. Now, if you want to speed up the process a little bit, you can get the bagged mozzarella. But Dave and I actually like to use the blocks of cheese.
Oh yeah,
I just feel it fresher. It's a fresher way of doing your pizza.
It's nice and melty.
Yeah. No, you guys watching at home know I am no expert at grating this, so bear with me here on this.
Looking good. We just need 3 cups, so we won't really use the whole block probably.
Oh. You know as well as I do, I'm no expert at this at all, so. I mean, back in the day whenever I used to work for Anthony's, whenever you and I first met, I had a special machine that I just threw this in and it would go choppy, 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 and I'd have it done within like 5-10 minutes, so. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and grate this off and then move on to the parmesan. Alright, our dough has sat for quite a while here and it is looking amazing here. So what I'm going to do, get it out of the bowl here. It's still plenty warm, but I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit of flour on this. And then we're going to roll it into a 10 by, what, 18?
10 by 8. It's pretty much right there as it is.
Okay.
You don't have to roll it out any further than that probably.
What do you think? You think that looks?
I think that looks just about right.
Okay. And then you're going to take 3 tablespoons of butter and just to give it a little bit of a buttery crust here, we're going to go ahead and smear it on the top here. We might have to probably, take a knife to it here eventually? Or
yeah, we might have to spread it like, like you're buttering bread or something.
Yeah, yeah. But we're going to go ahead and do that because honestly I think I'm just making a mess here with this. But we're going to go ahead and do that and then roll it back up into almost a log and then roll it back into a ball and sit in the refrigerator for an hour. Yeah, I definitely think using the spatula is going to be a lot better there, Dave. What do you think?
Oh yeah, it's working a lot better. I just want to smear it out like you're buttering bread.
Butter a nice piece of toast. Okay, you think that looks pretty?
I think that looks pretty smooth.
Okay, and then you go roll it back. Almost like you're doing a pastry log. Yeah, it's sticking here a little bit.
Okay. We're just going to make a ball out of it.
Yeah, because what you and I both even said, this is a really, really soft dough. So, I mean, it's going to be great whenever we make our pizza here. So, give it a little bit of flour here just so it's not completely sticking. So, I think that looks like a pretty good dough ball here, Dave.
Yep, that looks good.
Okay, let's get back in the fridge then. Okay, let's go ahead and make off some bacon here for our deep dish pizza. I got some really good cherry wood bacon that I'm going to use. I like cherry wood just because it has a little bit of a better taste in my opinion. But any other type of bacon I think you could probably use just as fine. So I'm going to go ahead and put, I'm going to say probably about 4 strips in here. And we're just going to go ahead and cook it off.
Okay, go ahead.
Alright, we got our last couple pieces of bacon cooked off here. We'll go ahead and set it aside and let it cool down, and then we're going to crumble it up for our pizza. Alright, our dough has been sitting here for an hour in the refrigerator, so let's go ahead and get it stretched out into, I believe, about a 15-inch circle. I'm going to try and do it the old-fashioned way, the way I was taught. Just try and stretch out the dough a little bit. Might have to eventually use the rolling pin, but I think that'll be alright. What do you think, Dave? You think that's going to look pretty good there?
Looks good. It should be flat because we're going to run it up the edges of the pie pan, just like a pie plate.
Yep. I just want to get it stretched out decently. Alright. go ahead and get our rolling pin, just to kind of speed things up here a little bit.
That's looking good.
What do you think, Dave? Look good there?
Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. It needs to be just a little bit bigger. But otherwise, I think it's, you know, as close to round as it's probably going to get.
Yeah. Maybe.
Okay.
I think that's going to be looking pretty good there.
Okay. I think it looks good.
Okay. Let's get into our pie pan.
Go for it.
Okay. We got our deep dish pizza pan here. And we're going to just try and get it up the sides here, almost like a pie crust. Well, I guess it would be a pie crust, would it, Dave?
Kind of.
So, because we got to have room for all our toppings. Our choice of toppings.
Choice of toppings.
None of these will contain potassium benzoate.
How do you know? They might.
You never know.
No.
For those of you at home wondering what that was all about, Dave and I are kind of Simpsons files, just like our friends over at Pepper Tree Villa. So hopefully they would actually catch the joke as well. So, Arnie, Doug, I know you guys will be watching this here at some point today. Do you know what episode that is from? Do you, Dave?
I'm not sure exactly.
That is the One Treehouse of Horror.
Oh, okay.
So, what do you think, Dave? You think that looks...
Looking good. Just get it up to the side a little bit more, and
Yeah.
I think we're gonna be good here.
Well, I think that's going to be as good as it's
Okay.
going to stretch here.
Looks good.
So, let's get our toppings and get this baby in the oven. Alright, it is now time for this week's Ask Fox Hallow segment. And Dave, what is the question this week?
Question this week is, what do we prefer making? Do we prefer making entrees or sides?
Well, for me, you know as well as I do, I'm always up for a challenge. So, anything I get to really kind of express my creativity and be able to kind of push myself with what I've learned so far since we started baking with Fox Hallow. Mm-hmm. I do kind of prefer doing entrees myself, but I think you know as well as I do, I'm kind of the dessert connoisseur when it comes down to everything. What about you?
I like doing the sides a little bit better. I think that there's more opportunity to do something a little more creative, but you know, either one is fine with me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That is this week's question. If you guys have a question that you guys want to know, let us know. Put it in the comments, message us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, anything like that. So just reach out. Alright, moving on, we're going to go ahead and top our deep dish pizza here. As you see, I got the crust ready to go. So first, we're going to go ahead and put a layer of cheese down. Yes, this is such a nice melty cheese. I'm glad we did do the block of cheese first. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, the block cheese is meltier than the pre-shredded.
Yeah.
So it's good that we did that.
You think that looks pretty good there to start?
Give it a little more.
Think a little more?
Can't have too much cheese. Like.
So you think I skimp on cheese?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay. What do you think? That look good there?
I think that looks good.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and put our pepperoni on. I was always told by my old boss Anthony to kind of go around in a circle like you're doing a clock. That way you get the maximum amount of pepperoni.
Now, put as much on there as possible. This is a deep dish pizza. We're going good.
Okay. Next, I already went ahead and crumbled up our bacon that we cooked off.
Bacon's good.
Bacon makes everything better, you know. Give it a little bit more there. Save some. And then, unlike a normal pizza, we're going to go ahead and just add our sauce. This is a definite thick sauce that I made this time around, so just kind of take your time with it. Yeah. Might get yourself a little messy here, but in the end this is going to be absolutely yummy. What do you think, Dave?
Oh, I think it's going to be great when we get it done here.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and finish this off, and then I'll show you guys before we put it in the oven.
Okay.
It's time for my favorite part, the taste test. So let's go ahead and get a bite here, see how we did. Try not to make too much of a mess, but you can't go wrong with that with pizza. So can't go wrong with homemade pizza sauce. The crust is awesome. With the toppings and everything, you guys are going to absolutely love it. Enjoy. Wrapping up today, I want to thank you again for joining me and encourage you to check out our friends and support channels listed in the description below. But before I go, always remember, it's good times and good food on Baking with Fox Hallow Kitchen. I'll see y'all soon. If you like this video or any of our other videos,
be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons and stay tuned for future shows.